African Women Leaders Network AWLN Ghana chapter hosted an awards ceremony and fundraising dinner celebrating the achievements of women leaders in the country, under the theme One Vision, Many Voices, Celebrating Our Gender Champions. Established as the 31st member of Pan-African Network on November 9, 2022, the Ghana chapter has made significant strides in mobilizing mature and young women to lead transformative initiatives within their communities. A key focus of the chapter is bridging the intergenerational gap between seasoned women leaders and young aspirants, ensuring sustainability in the fight for gender equity. Highlighting on their recent accomplishments, the chairperson of AWLN Ghana chapter, Dr. Charity Binka, in an interview with Nation One TV, announced the successful launch of AWLN Young Women's Parliament, which showcased a cohort of vibrant young women who passionately debated developmental issues and proposed innovative solutions. AWLN was born from a historic collaboration between the African Union and the United Nations, embodying a unified commitment to elevating women's leadership across Africa.
We are very excited tonight. It's because today is Pan-African Women's Day. I don't know how many of us know about this, but in other parts of Africa, it's celebrated every year. But in Ghana, I don't recall anybody inviting me to anyone. So maybe it might be the first time we are celebrating. I want to assure you that we will continue with the celebration every year. But the icing on the cake, for me, is the passage of the affirmative action bill into law. Can we It's been a long journey.
Definitely the program today was a success because this is the first time we are honoring women trailblazers in Ghana on Pan-African Women's Day, which is the 31st day of July. And this day is celebrated across Africa, but surprisingly we have never actually celebrated it in Ghana. So we thought that we should use this day to celebrate women and men who have made a difference in this country in terms of the promotion of gender equality and empowerment of women. But as a maiden award, we thought that we should start with the trailblazers, those who have scored first, like the Chief Justice Georgina Wood. She was the first female Chief Justice in this country. Betty Molidrusu, she was the first female Attorney General and the Minister of Justice in this country. Those are the kind of people we wanted to honor. For instance, Madame Mary Chenry Hesse, the first female Chancellor of this country. We thought that we should start with those who have scored first. Some of them they are dead. And we definitely don't want to now be awarding them because they are not here physically. And one moment, you realize that when we're ending the program, we celebrated some of these women who have gone to the great beyond. And people were crying because they saw their family members. As some women who are maybe 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds, may not even know them, but they laid the foundation for us to build on. So the whole idea was to celebrate them. And of course, there are some younger ones who have also done things which nobody have done. Nobody has done. They have done things that nobody has done. And we thought that, and they then become trailblazers also in our time. So those category of people should be honored them. And of course, we wanted to honor those people who are no longer with us. And you see that when we brought up some names and pictures, people became teary. And I'm hoping that some other people who never knew that these women did great things, they will know today that they have done something. And we want this one to be an annual affair where we will recognize women and men, because we want more men to become gender champions. Because we think that all these issues about domestic violence, gender-based violence, and all abuses and all that. Who are the perpetrators? Usually they are men. So if we get more men on board who will fight the cause, they then become more credible. And then other men will see them and say, whoa, we can also do what they are doing. So that's what the African Union is championing right now, something called, what is called positive masculinity. And they've had several, I think they've had 3 conferences so far on positive masculinity. The last one was in South Africa. And they are coming up with a convention that is to focus on eliminating all forms of violence against women and girls. And so the target is men, because they want more men to appreciate womanhood, to know that you don't need to abuse any woman. You need to support women to bring the best out of them, rather than abusing them, all these issues about child marriage and all that. And I think that is a great movement, because for a long time, women advocates, gender advocates, we'll be talking to ourselves. We'll be talking, advocating, pushing the agenda about this, women matter. But when men are at the forefront, it will make a difference. But this tonight, we wanted women, so women from all walks of life came here today. And the categories that we look at different categories. We look at issues around politics, women in politics, women in leadership generally, women in technology, women in religion. For instance, Joyce, we know that the ministry that she has, and she's been pushing that agenda. So we wanted to recognize. Then, of course, a female chief. You see how they honored her tonight. She came all the way from Tamale to be recognized. There are so many other women like that. And we can't honor all of them at this meeting, at this program, at this event. So as we go along, we identify them and we honor them. For us, this event was so much of a perfect timing and a great celebration for African women and also for Ghana. We score first in so many things, but when it comes to gender, then it becomes a problem. So for us, when this affirmative action bill was passed yesterday, we said this is perfect timing and divine intervention that we chose July 31st of all days to have this event. So we are excited. We are already engaging with Parliament to see how we can be part of this process, because it's one thing passing an affirmative action bill into law. We have the law. What do you do with the law? How do we implement it? That's the problem, because we had some, for instance, the Domestic Violence Act. The LI, that is the legislative instrument, came many years after it was passed in 2007. I think around the 2019 or thereabout. And then every time there's still violence. Many people do not even know about this act. The idea of focusing on gender balance and gender equality, everything about it excites me. But we shouldn't be overexcited. We should be excited enough that the bill has been passed. But like many other bills that are passed into law, and sometimes we even forget that they exist, the work actually has begun. We need now to look at some people are hailing the bill. I mean, the law, now is no longer a bill. Some people are hailing the passage of the bill into law. But if you ask them which a particular aspect of the bill, they don't know. So I think that there's work to be done. We need to do a lot of work to create awareness, and I think AWLN should be able to be interested in that. Should be interested in creating awareness about the provisions of the law, so that women can seek redress. If the law is there and I don't know about it, I will continue to be abused. So I think that we just need to look at the law and see how it will work for us, and actually give a lot of publicity around the law, so that we have regional dialogues to discuss the law. What is it? Even after it has been passed, there are so many other things that we need to look at. Maybe we need to even add more. We can then go back to Parliament and say, no, this one we should amend. So I think the excitement is great, but beyond the excitement is work. I want to call on my fellow women and Ghanaians as a whole, and those who are passionate about gender equality and the promotion of promotion of women's empowerment, to now begin to look at the law, ask for copies, so that we begin to discuss it and see how we can use it, so that come the next general elections, then we will say that because of this passage, because of the passage of the law, we have seen increase in the numbers of women in politics, in decision making, and everything. Because I think that in the law there's some form of reward for people who actually promote gender equality, who make sure that there's gender equality, promote gender equality within the workplace and everywhere. So if we need to look at the that provision also, and see how we can popularize, make so that people can relate to it. Even this law also, the law also applies to people in the private sector, not just the public sector. What do you do if you have staff? Do you ensure that there's some kind of gender balance in the area of recruitment, area of promotions and all that? Because sometimes the women get in there and they get forgotten. So there's some incentive. I do not want to talk much about those details, but that in the coming days we should be able to interrogate the law. And so I'm excited, and I think the excitement should not overtake the fact that there's real work to be, to overshadow the fact that there's more work to be done, and this is the time that we need to be serious and make sure this particular law works for women of this country and work for men, because at the end the bill is not for women. The full name has gender equality. So gender equality is for all, is about men and women. So we just want balance for everybody. So that's why I am excited. Gender balance, gender equity, whatever you want to call it, gender equity, gender balance, and gender equality is all about men and women, and not just women.
I am happy to announce that the bill just passed yesterday, 30th July 2024, by Parliament. The passage of affirmative action bill at this time is very laudable, as it will further address the gender inequalities in the country while providing legal systems, structures, policies to ensure women equal participation in decision making. Additionally, the passage of the bill will purposefully project the country's image at the international stage, since Ghana is signatory to several international treaties and conventions on gender equality and women empowerment. I would like to make this opportunity to express the Ministry's sincere thanks to all of you for diverse supporting and ensuring the passage. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Development is prepared to partner with the organization of this event and other stakeholders working to promote welfare and interests of women to achieve gender parity and striving for it. I wish to use this opportunity to say I equal to the awardees or the winners of various awards, and also made progress in the sustainable development of Ghana. I encourage you to continue to press for progress as game changers in women empowerment in Ghana.
The German government has been a staunch supporter of the African Women Leaders Network since its beginning. This cooperation is a testament to the power of collaboration and the shared vision of a more inclusive and equitable future. Women's empowerment refers to the amplification of women's voices, expansion of their choices, and unlocking of their potential to become active agents of change in their personal and collective lives. We gather here today to recognize the tireless efforts of women leaders who have committed themselves to empowering women and girls to take their rightful places at the tables of leadership and policy making at all levels. In the light of Germany's feminist foreign policy, it is our utmost priority to see women in leading positions and girls being encouraged to aim for higher ambitions. Without women, societies would not be able to flourish, so their involvement in the political, social, and economic sector is of substantial value. I would like to thank everyone who has contributed to this event, and I would like to acknowledge all advocates for women empowerment for their tireless commitment.
Thank you for watching Nation One TV. Kindly subscribe for more news updates.